Hello everyone, welcome back to the Minute Cryptic. I forgot to do the cryptic yesterday, so there goes whatever streak I was carrying. Let's see what they have today. Fancy female leaves feedback about night. Well, knight is the letter K in chess. No, it's N. K is king. And if we put something about the knight, we could write it around the letter N, so put the letter in something. And we'll put the letter N around in the middle of something else. If you leaves feedback, it could be rates. Female is F, though. Well, so okay, first of all, we could say something like rantes, which is not a word, but you can see how this is sort of feedback, leaves feedback, rates, about night. And so maybe if we could find a way to leave feedback in fewer letters, we could put an F in front for female and then have leaves feedback going about N. Fancy. So that's assuming that fancy is the definition, which seems likely. It could be fancy female, but that's sort of unlikely. Also, leaves could mean to remove something from something. So we could, for example, take away the letter F from a word meaning feedback. And then put an N in the middle of it. What's a 6-letter word for feedback then? That has an F in it. I mean, rating, review, but those don't have Fs. Fancy. So fancy could mean, like as an adjective, something intricate or whatever. Could also be a verb, like to fancy something. I don't know. There's no way night is the definition or even part of it. I don't think. I mean, you could maybe imagine fancy being an anagram indicator to rearrange the letters of female, and then the definition could be leaves feedback about night. But it's hard to really have a definition that means that, right? Yeah, I don't know. Give me a letter. D. Fancy. Like delicate, dainty. That could mean fancy. Is there any way this could be feedback about night? There's an N in the middle. But I don't see how AT is close to a word for leaves feedback, even if you put an extra F in it. Affity? Fatey? I don't know. Let's put enter and see if it's right. It's wrong. Oh, right. They gave, when I asked for letter, I got the R. Okay. Oh. I finally see a definition that makes sense. To desire something is to fancy it. A sire is kind of a knight. So how could we have... How could this... Feedback. What does feedback mean? Like, what are some other synonyms for feedback? I think this is right, but I don't know why. Fancy is desire. Female leaves. Feedback about night. So maybe feedback about night is like a 7-letter phrase, and then we can take an F out of it. Desfire, deserf, deserf, deserfy. I don't know. Doesn't. Okay, I'm gonna go watch the video and see why this is right. Okay, I watched the video. So this is something I'm not used to thinking about. Is that words like this can sometimes be broken up. If I see back or backward or something, I say, I should read something backwards. But I don't do that when I see back as part of a word. So feedback in this clue is supposed to be read as take feed and read it backward as like deef. And then you can take off the F and you get D, D-E-E, which you put around knight, which is sir, not sire. When I saw that sire was knight, I was like, yeah, okay, I get it. But nobody ever says a knight is a sire. That's like the king. Or lord in general. So, and I was a little focused on knight being N, but sure, I guess a knight could also be a sir. As in like Sir David Attenborough, right? Anyway, so that's the little trick I was missing here, is reading feedback as feed back. Okay, cute. I learned something. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.